Welcome back to another video. Today I'm reacting to the trial of thragg. Thragg or thragg? How the fuck do you say that? Viltrum's final boss from CJ the Champ. I think. Yeah, CJ the Champ. Alright, let's go down with it.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this thragg guy?
Because I haven't watched Invincible. I haven't watched Invincible since yet. I only watched season 1 and 2. Only watched season 1 and season 2. And maybe some of the comics. Alright?
No way he lives up to the hype.
A few moments later.
I got this!
Your
Damn.
life literally is as valuable as a summer ant. Your life is nothing. You serve zero purpose.
Fuck, which sound is that from again?
Because what are you here for? To worship me? Kill you.
Nah! Jaw clean off? Holy shit! The thragg trial.
All right, ladies
Damn.
and gentlemen, y'all already know what time it is. Court is now in session because it's time for a trial, and it is for none other than the crispiest Viltrumite in the galaxy.
He does have crispy hairstyle.
Viltrum's final boss, Grand Regent Thragg. So, y'all already know how this works. We got the evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say this is some of the most damning evidence and it is ready to be presented. And my God, I gotta say this is...
Nah, that is a devil! Oh yeah, pause at a good time too, holy shit!
some of the most damning evidence a character has ever had.
That is a devil.
Without further ado, Exhibit A. Alright, let's get down to business. Exhibit A. Thragg's rise to power and his multiple atrocities.
How
now,
many?
we actually got a glimpse of Thragg's backstory right here. And just from this backstory alone, you could already tell that Thragg was a crazy ass nigga. Because this man is responsible for multiple horrible atrocities. So let's
How
start off
many?
with example 1. This
25%?
one planet was trying to start a rebellion because they were fed up with the Viltrumites' rule. So they decided to blow some shit up and retaliate. So the Viltrumite higher ups, or Argall's council, whatever the hell you want to call them, had a meeting to discuss of what they should do about this rebellion. Now Krieg and Thetis were basically arguing the whole time because Krieg straight up proposed that they should just decimate the whole planet to show the strength of the Viltrum Empire and strike fear into the species that was trying to rebel. But Thetis
Trying to fucking pull a freeze, eh? And some people say this isn't a Dragon Ball ripoff.
on the other hand, proposed that they shouldn't decimate their planet because the Viltrumite rule over this species was cruel and inhumane. And he thought that since this species showed some type of pushback against their oppressors, that it was an act of strength and Viltrum should respect it because their main core value was strength.
They don't give a two shit. They just want to show their own strength, not other strength. Their own strength.
Now, while they kept yapping, Argall decided to shut both of them up. Then he asked Thragg, "Young nigga Thragg, my crispy apprentice.
Motherfucker was pulling the taper fade one since young age. Damn.
Do you think we should do about this minor inconvenience?" And Thragg straight up said that these creatures were so weak that their weakness was an offense to the natural order of the universe. And we should educate them on why they're so ass. And after hearing Thragg's rant, Argall was like, "Now that is why you are my right-hand man. Tax them."
Goddamn, how long has it been since I read the comics? Holy shit.
Niggas 25% of their population.
25?
This man Thragg is
So that's what the 25% meant? Destroying a quarter of the population?
responsible for this race losing 25% of their population. A quarter
God
of these
damn.
niggas was wiped off the map because Thragg thought they was weak as hell. Now,
God
let's move
damn.
on to example 2. His first day as Emperor. Now, after Argall got assassinated and took a big-ass shank to the skull from Optimus Prime,
I
they
forgot
had a
about that.
massive funeral
Holy
for this
shit,
man, and it was
that scene was fucking brutal. No, panel, what the shit?
broadcasted across the entire planet. So after Thragg was done giving the eulogy, he does what is quite possibly one of the craziest things a leader could ever do. He said that there is a sickness in our society and it needs to be cut out. So he points at this melanated brother behind.
Really? Pointing at the black man? Pointing at the black man. Well, this kind of caused me controversies in Twitter.
Find him and asks him, "You, do I look fresh today?"
I like it cut, G.
I don't believe you.
Really? Killing the black man? Really? You just had to kill the black man, bro.
He decapitated this brother for no reason at all. He chopped his head clean off to make an example
That signature Viltrumite chop.
out of him. So after he
I've seen that chop so many fucking times on TikTok. Oh my god.
just murdered this dude in front of everyone, this
Hell
man
no,
gets
no.
on the mic and says, "As my first command as Grand Regent, I, Thragg, hereby officially announce the
Please not the kids. Please leave the kids alone. Please.
first ever Viltrum Culling Games. Seek out every single sorry ass nigga in our population and eradicate them. Purge every weak nigga from our population." So after Thragg gave this
Oh,
speech,
shit.
all hell just broke loose across the entire planet, and the Great Purge began. Viltrumites just started killing each other off one by one, so they could weed out every person
Oh my god, that's
they
fine.
considered weak. And it wasn't
Really
just
jumping
the
on that?
adults doing it too. It was the kids as well. Look at them jumping this little nigga. Bro got jumped by 3 other kids then got stomped out to death. This
God,
was just
damn, even the kids? Holy fucking shit! Bruh, fuck! How long has it been since I read the fucking comic? I might need to reread that shit.
straight up horrific. And I'm gonna keep it a beam. This had to be one of the worst ways to ever find out who was weak or not. Because what this was a battle royale. Anything could happen. You could literally get cheap kills off of niggas for third partying another 1v1. That could be 10
God damn.
times better than you.
Motherfucker did the Bane. Did the fucking Bane stab.
Where you could literally wait until their 1v1 was over and they were at half HP. And just come behind them and sneak their ass.
Damn.
Like, this shit is stupid. And God
Oh my
forbid
God.
a nigga ran into a motherfucker like Conquest. Because
this nasty fuck.
that was just instant death. It didn't matter how strong you were if you ran into
No, not
that
the
nigga.
babe-
That is
baby
just straight
oil
up
meme.
bad RNG. And at the end of this purge that Thragg started, it led to half of their population getting wiped out. Billions of Viltrumites died because of
On their hand covered in blood. That's some foreshadowing.
this purge. And those billions of bodies are on Thragg's head, because he literally commanded them to do this. And now we're at our third major atrocity, and that was his invasion on Telescria. This nigga pulled up in a big ass Star Destroyer and started burning this city to the ground and destroying everything. Millions of innocent
Was that Alan the alien?
people were getting booed
Or
and
his parents.
vaporized, while this man was just sitting in his
Is that fucking Argo's skull? Oh my god, it fucking is. The goddamn skull crack mark.
ship and looking down on all this death and destruction. And there is a high probability that this man would have probably just scorched the whole planet if Mark and friends didn't destroy his ship and make him tweak out about losing Argo's skull. But I think that we can all agree after looking at these 3 atrocities that this man Thragg is just a straight up space tyrant. Because
Just a fucking a freezer knockoff.
there is nothing more that this nigga loved to do than conquer civilizations and spread bloodshed wherever he went.
Mass murder, mass murder, right? No, yeah, mass murder. Damn. Quadruple M's.
Exhibit B. All right. Exhibit B. Putting the fraud allegations to rest.
Oh yeah, there were so many fraud allegations in TikTok.
Man, oh man. The amount of people that were calling Thragg a fraud before episode 7 was just flat out insane. Like, we're now in a era
Oh my
where if
God.
a new character ain't doing some shit like ore farming or putting belt to ass to niggas in the first 5 minutes of their screen time, they're putting them on fraud watch. People
Yeah.
were actually calling him a fraud before he even threw his first punch. Now, if you were a part of the crowd that was calling Thragg a fraud before all this happened, all
Actually, I don't give a shit who's a fraud or who's not. I just watch it for the story and enjoyment.
is forgiven. As long as you sign this document.
Grand Regent Thragg apology for my reasons of behavior. Media convinced me it was bad casting. I looked at his jawline. I was not aware of his true power. I didn't read the actual comics. I read the comics. The show convinced me he was weak. The betrayer? Who the fuck's the betrayer? I was jealous of Viltrum Man, but fuck that. I'm sorry for my behavior. I'm hereby respect Grand Region Thragg. Fuck Thragg.
And turn it in by the end of the trial. Now,
I'm gonna die after
everyone
this.
should have known thragg was all about that action the moment the coalition pulled up to Viltrum. Because they pulled up.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Ted Jacket is a girl in this one, I think. Fuck, I need to watch it again. Wait, what the fuck do you mean I need to watch it?
Searching for this man just for him to meet them at the front door. Bro said, you ain't even gotta search for me, gang. I'm right here and I'm ready to throw down. So Thula comes from behind and sneaks Thetis in the back. And all the other Viltrumites end up surrounding them. Because Thragg set up an ambush because he knew they were gonna try to track him down and kill him on Viltrum. So he sicks his minions to start jumping the coalition. While he just straight up sat back and watched them fight the whole time. This dude didn't even bother to move from the spot he was in till Space Racer shot his Infinity Ray at him. And all he did was move back a couple of inches. This man didn't give a flying fuck about a laser that would one-shot him. He just straight up had the confidence to know that that shit wasn't hitting him. So the first person to actually try to fight him was Omni-Man. So Nolan flew in and tried to hit him. But all Thragg did was move back a couple of inches again and make Nolan hit straight air. Then
motherfucker has some battle IQ, a battle knowledge, and battle smarts, fighting smarts, some shit, I guess.
Thragg flew above him and winded up a punch from the heavens. And if you take a look at Nolan's face right here, you can tell that he is clearly thinking,
damn, he really about to rock my shit.
God damn!
Thragg punched this nigga Nolan so hard he turned into a living, breathing meteor and made him crash all the way down on the surface of Viltrum. So after Thragg hit Nolan with a stage change, Thragg came down and tried to hit Nolan with some good old talk no jutsu. He was telling him, Nolan, big dog, come home. Why are you fighting for these sorry-ass, weak-ass niggas? Thetis' sorry-ass killed our emperor and brought us to damn near extinction, and you wanna align with that Autobots roll-out sounding-ass nigga? But no.
Oh yeah, the voice of Optimus Prime is voicing that old fucker. Not Conquest, the other old fucker.
Tell Thragg that he was a changed man now, and he was done sipping from that Viltrum Kool-Aid to be a brainwashed space tyrant. So after Nolan tried to get Thragg to stop and surrender, Thragg looked at Nolan dead in the face and said, oh, Nolan, how far you fallen. Looks like that Earth Coochie really made you a soft-ass nigga. So Thragg...
Have him tried the Earth Coochie? Dead man. I'm not one to say.
Winds up a punch that was so strong it created a vortex.
Damn!
He hits Nolan with a Shoryuken from hell.
That is a fucking nasty uppercut.
Sent Nolan flying all the way back up into the stratosphere. So after Nolan got sent back to outer space, the next person that tried to step up was everyone's favorite useless purple punching bag. Now, before we observe what happens to this half-insect buffoon, I want y'all to hear exactly what Oliver says 20 minutes before this fight starts. Roll the clip.
Why is everyone so nervous about fighting this thragg guy? No way he lives up to the hype.
Now, as we can see, Oliver is basically representing everybody that put Thragg on Fraud Watch. He himself was not believing in all the hype, even after his dad straight up told him, however strong you think you are, Thragg is stronger. But Oliver, being a hard-headed ass nigga...
Just to let you know, Oliver is around 2 or 3 years old. That's all I'm gonna say.
And not listening to any of the warnings about Thragg, ended up being on the receiving end of one of the most brutal scenes in the series. Oliver flew in to punch Thragg, but Thragg stops him with one hand. Then he crushes Oliver's hand and grabs him by the arm when he tried to get away. And you can see it in Oliver's face when he finally realized that he fucked up. And he should have listened to his pops the whole time. But it was all too late for him. Thragg backhands Oliver so hard, his jaw falls off and his...
Motherfucker did the superior Spider-Man thing. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue this.
Left arm got snatched.
Damn.
Ah, man. Attempted murder and tackle on the child abuse. This nigga Oliver is the most useless person on this.
You're guardian of the globe now.
Squad. He was a waste of space. And I already know some of y'all gonna be like, but CJ, what about Tech Jacket? You see, at least Tech Jacket knows her role. Sit in the back line, shoot your Viltrumite debuff darts at him, and get your assist. She's being a good support character.
As she should be. Or he or they. I don't know at this point. In the comics, Tech Jacket is a man, and they show that Tech Jacket is a woman. I'm just gonna call them they, I guess.
Oliver, on the other hand, is that one brain-dead DPS on your team that goes into a fight alone, dies, and asks where the team was at as he's speeding the other team. This nigga is just straight up
7-0.
garbage. This little nigga was talking crazy as hell, all for him to get his jaw broken off and not being able to talk again for the foreseeable future. Fucking trash can, bro. So after Oliver got humbled by Thragg, Mark tried to rush in on Thragg with a rage boost, all for Thragg to flash him with one of the
Nah, that is a fucking devil.
craziest impact frames of all time, then
More
stopping
than
his
One Piece
punch
ones.
with his hairline. Then after he showed Mark his fresh lineup that he got right before this battle, he gives him a left and a mean-ass gut check. Then
Left to the goddamn jaw.
grabs him by the neck and pimp slaps him out of Viltrum's orbit.
Damn.
Look at the impact frame of this man getting the shit slapped out of him. He slapped the taste out this nigga's mouth and made
And
his
got
whole
the
head
color.
do a 180 before his whole body got put in reverse. Not gonna lie, gang, just for
God
this,
damn.
I'm giving him an extra attempted murder because this pimp slap was uncalled for, bro.
Yeah.
So damn disrespectful. Then after he pimp slapped Mark, he flew up to
Damn.
my glorious King Battle Beast, rocked him in his jaw, then grabbed his jetpack, then threw him to a whole other solar system because we don't see him again for the rest of the fight. Just for doing that to my goat, that's attempted murder. Because throwing Battle Beast like a toy into deep space is actually insane. So since everyone was
my
getting
God.
dog walked by Thragg, they decided the best thing to do was to just destroy the whole planet. So space
Because first off, this is the one of the feats that the invincible fans likes to put people in. Mainly Mark. On planet level. No, Mark is not planet level. He is large continental, maybe or small moon or moon level. Highball moon level.
Racer shot his infinity ray at the planet, and Mark, Nolan, and Thetis fly into the planet's core and blow it up.
Just to let you know, if they didn't get the angle and the timing right, they would have fucking failed and died. Consider that.
So after these three blew up the planet, this sent Thragg over the edge. This man looked directly at Thetis, locked onto his
Oh yeah, that old motherfucker's name is Status.
target like he was a heat-seeking missile and ripped Thetis' head clean off of his shoulders.
Oh my god.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was just straight up murder. Thetis
Yeah.
didn't even get a chance to react. All he saw in his last moments was Thragg's crispy ass hairline, blitzing him at Mach speed. Then he displayed his head to
No, maybe close to light speed because Mach speed is pretty slow in space.
everyone, then crushed it into mush while telling everyone they're
And space is a vacuum so it doesn't have air.
next. So after he sent Optimus
I'm trying so hard to be a nitpicking right now because I don't want to get copyrighted for the long scenes.
Prime back to the Bayverse, he grabs Nolan with no hesitation and just starts to lay the smackdown on this nigga. While Nolan couldn't do anything, he couldn't fight back at all.
Those animations kind of fucking suck. Oh my god, the punching animations.
Then
suck.
Loki started hitting Nolan with the Superman Injustice 2 super move, just yo-yoing his body with punches. Then Mark came in and tried to help out, but he gets punched in the throat and he can't breathe anymore. So Nolan tried to attack, but he gets his wrist shattered. Then when Mark saw Thragg flying towards him, his fight or flight senses kicked in. Cause Mark hit the jets and just tried to skedaddle, but Thragg was chasing him and he was on his ass. Look at the expression on Mark's face right here. This is the face of a man who is terrified and is
I saw some memes about it, something about a predator or some shit. I don't know.
running from death itself. So Thragg grabs Mark and starts giving him ferocious back shots. Then
That stupid fucking meme. Oh
After
my
he
god.
fit-
This is what I was talking about. This
just giving
that
Mark
meme.
back shots, he had him hoisted up and he was about to end this man's existence right here. But Nolan comes in and saves Mark at the last second. So after Mark got saved, Mark asked, "Dad, how do we beat him?" And
That arm is so fucking busted. It's out of the damn game.
Nolan looked back at his son and said, "Son, we're cooked."
Oh god, the Viltrumite chop.
Lord have mercy, Thragg gave Nolan the Viltrumite special technique.
Yeah.
That's just flat out attempted murder. Then
Yeah.
Thragg grabbed Mark by the neck again and gave him a headbutt that was probably heard around the cosmos. Then he started to squeeze his head, and he was going to crush Mark's head just like he did to Thetis. But at the
my
last
God.
second, Thragg decides to stop because he realized that too much Viltrumite blood has been spilled. So
About fucking time.
he lets Mark off the hook and leaves him for dead in space with his father
How many Viltrumites left? 4? No, 5? 6?
and his brother.
I'm not going to say the goddamn 6 and the other numbers in the fucking meme. That's fucking cringe.
This man Thragg shut those fraud allegations up real quick, cause he just straight up wiped the floor with everyone.
Mr.
Omni
Clean?
Man got left with his guts hanging out. Mark got
Oh
put
my
into
God.
another coma, and Oliver had to get put in a Bacta tank with a new shiny mechanical jaw and a prosthetic arm to go with it.
Oh my god.
Exhibit C.
Oh my god, that was
Alright,
only Exhibit B.
We have reached our third and final exhibit. Exhibit C, PTSD and holding Earth hostage.
Oh,
now,
God.
after Thragg put belt to ass to the coalition and left the whole family for dead in space, Mark thought they were going to go to Earth and destroy everything. So when Mark finally recovered from the beating that Thragg gave him, it is revealed that Mark got his ass beat so bad, he got PTSD. But not just your regular PTSD. This nigga Mark got specifically post-thragmatic stress disorder.
Oh
Not gonna
my
lie, I
God.
think we haven't seen a case of PTSD this severe since Slade did this shit to Robin. Cause
Bitch, how many years was that?
Mark was
How
tweaking
long
out so
ago?
hard he was seeing things just like Robin was. So let's go through some of the examples real quick of
Oh
how
my God.
severe this actually was. Example 1. Mark finally comes back home to see his mother for the first time after the war. So this was supposed to be a heartwarming moment, but it goes south
No,
real quick.
no.
While Mark was talking to his mom, he looked away for like 1 second. And when he turned around again, he sees Debbie getting choked out by Thragg. And Thragg tells
my
him,
God.
this is the smallest repayment for what you did. And rips Debbie's head clean off.
Oh my god, that's just straight up nasty.
I'm not
That is
gonna
just
lie,
straight up
this
fucking
shit
nasty.
got me for a quick second. Cause this happened so fast it felt like a jump scare. Bro
Yeah,
really
indeed.
thought for a second that he saw his mother get her head ripped off before he finally snapped back into reality. But this was only his first post-thragmatic stress disorder
my
episode.
God.
Because there were more to come. Example
There's
2.
more?
Mark and Eve were having a very important conversation
Why is he thick?
about how life's been for her since Mark left. And she was about to give him the whole lore dump of what all happened when he left. So right before she was about to tell Mark that she was pregnant, she gets her head snatched by Thragg. And Thragg starts to hold her up above Mark and tells
Oh
him,
my
you
God.
took away what I loved. Now I'm taking what you love, little nigga. So he starts to gouge her eyes out and crush her face. Then her other eyeball ends up popping out of her head before he finally kills her in front of Mark. Then throws her lifeless body
Why is he thick?
right back at him.
Oh wait. Oh, because of damn pregnancy. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
This nigga Mark was going through hell. He was living a nightmare because he couldn't tell if this was real or not. Eve had to snap this man out of the genjutsu that he was stuck in because he was actually stun locked. Now, let's
Oh my
observe
God.
example 3. Mark is giving the debrief to Cecil about the war and was low-key about to ask him for a therapist. Now, while their conversation continued, Mark closed
You
his
need a
eyes,
therapist.
and the moment he looked back up, he sees Thragg giving Cecil the Viltrumite special move. And
Oh
while
my
he had his
God.
body lifted up, he told Mark, just to let you know, I'm still in your head, and not even therapy can repair the shit I did to you. Then he
Oh
throws
my
Cecil's
God.
lifeless body to the side like trash. And after this, Mark just started hyperventilating because he was having a panic attack mid-PTSD till Cecil finally calmed this nigga down and
Oh
brought him back
my
to reality.
psychological
So
harm.
after
Oh
Mark
my
went through
God.
like 3 post-thragmatic stress disorder episodes, Mark decided to go on a flight to clear his head. And while he was out flying, he sees Thragg again. So Mark, thinking he's having another episode, closes his eyes and starts to think in his head, this is not real, this nigga's not here.
is
This is
real.
not real, this nigga's not here.
He is real.
This is not real, this nigga's not here. So
He's
when
here.
Mark opens up his eyes again, Thragg was still there.
motherfucker, that's a damn jump scare. Oh my
And he
god.
told him, yes, little nigga, we indeed are here. And this was when Mark finally realized that the thragg standing in front of him was indeed the real thragg.
The
So
damn
Mark
diamond
starts
tester.
freaking out and begins to hit thragg over and over again. But thragg just took
my
all
god,
of this
damn
with
that
no
thragg.
reaction, then palmed Mark's face and threw him back to where he started. Then thragg told him, stop, little nigga. I didn't come here to fight. I came here to talk. So thragg gives this man a little smile, then tells Mark, here's how this is about to go down, little nigga. You took our home, so now we're taking yours. So from this day forward,
fair trade.
we will be using Earth as a breeding ground to repopulate our forces and rebuild our...
Spoiler alert, that didn't fucking work. The Viltrumites fell in love, except Anissa. I ain't gonna talk about about that panel. If you read the comic, if you know what I mean. I ain't gonna talk about that damn panel. But the other Viltrumite, Craig, and the power, the strong man, Bill Blackman. I forgot his name. I keep forgetting people's name. Oh my god. Fuck, what was the name? Now what? The strong man, Bill Man, fell in love with the human females and couldn't do anymore. Fucking spoiler alert.
empire. And don't worry, they've already started. Krieg done cracked like 6 of your earth holes already. That
10.
one-eyed motherfucker's having the time of his life right now. And
Yeah.
Lucan is already famous.
Oh yeah, Luke. Yeah, Luke. He got a wife. Couldn't bang any more women. Fell in love. And disobeyed Thragg's orders. Almost died too.
He's been hosting this show called Family Feud under an alias name, Steve Harvey or
Damn dude. Oh my god.
some shit. But that's besides the point. What you need to know is this, little nigga. You're going to let us coexist with you. And if you don't, we will rip this planet in half. Also, I will need to acquire
my
the
God.
location of your planet's best barbers. Their services will be needed. So Mark has
Oh
to
my
agree because he
God.
basically has no choice. And
don't
Thragg
have a choice,
officially takes
motherfucker.
the entire planet of Earth as hostage and
don't have
turns
a
it
choice.
into a Viltrumite breeding farm.
That's an understatement. Psychological harm, psychological harm, psychological harm, hostage taking, murdering Debbie, murdering Eve, murdering Cecil, taking planet Earth hostage, blah 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 blah, the rest.
The verdict! Ladies and gentlemen, after observing all of this evidence and tallying up this long list of charges, this is a pass with flying colors.
Yes,
this
indeed.
man Thragg belongs in the elite category for menaces. He pulled
Understatement.
off this list of charges in 3 episodes, gang. That is
That was 3 fucking episodes? Oh my
like
god.
a new record for Charles or some shit. And this is just the tip of the iceberg because
Yeah.
the files on this man are going to continue over the years. So with that being said, hope y'all
If season 5 or 6 comes out, I guess.
enjoyed. And until our next trial that is coming up very soon, I bid
Hey.
y'all farewell.
Oh my god. Alright, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and that'll help me reach 10,000 subscribers. Comment down below. Which Viltrumite movie is your favorite? Mine is the Viltrumite Chop. Alright, that is y'all.